we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
This year, Service for Peace invited thousands of Americans to honor the life and work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. through a National Day of Service.
What's your name? Because nowhere else really needs them.
Okay,
yeah.
You and I need to get
I'm sure they can. I'm sure they can.
Whenever the beginning of January comes around, we make a commitment to lead our students in doing community service, because we're hoping that others will join in and that will raise the visibility.
One of Martin Luther King's main messages was like how everybody is equal. Some people get like a really big, nice house and other people don't have anything, and so I think it's good that Habitat for Humanity is doing this for the people who don't have a lot.
When Martin Luther King was very young, he graduated from high school at a very young age. Okay? Was it 15?
Yes!
Excellent. Very good.
Good job!
Students from the University of Bridgeport joined with local school children to prepare celebration cards for local seniors and took time to listen to some of their recollections of the King years. Other volunteers took on the task of cleaning out long-neglected rooms to make room for student housing. Around the nation, more than 5,000 volunteers came out on King Day determined to make a difference. They painted murals in classrooms and hallways in Southside Chicago schools and refurbished dormitories at the Wayside Mission in Louisville, Kentucky with volunteers from Target stores. On the East Coast, volunteers battled freezing conditions to spruce up low-income senior housing in Worcester. And in Maine, they collected clothing and books for newly arrived refugee families. Out on the West Coast, the focus was on the environment. We partnered with Earth Corps in Seattle's Mount Baker Park, and in Northern California, hundreds of volunteers came to the Richmond Echo Farm. Around the nation, a partnership is forming, a movement to take the memory of Dr. King to a new level through sacrificial change. It is a national call to action to create the beloved community involving people of every faith and race. We want you to join us on King Day and every day. With so much work to do, one day of service is clearly not enough.
On one hand, I almost wish we didn't have the holiday. You know why? Because people will say, oh, cool, I can kick back. Just a day off. They don't think about the dream and think about the work that he put into it, the dedication that Martin put into the idea of bringing peace and nonviolence and justice throughout the world.